Do you suffer with symptoms of allergies, especially seasonal, when the pollen starts kicking up? You're going to want to watch this video on my top 7 remedies for allergy relief. Some of these you've probably heard of, and I promise you a few you haven't. Check it out. So if you suffer with seasonal allergies, you're going to want to watch this video all the way through. I personally have suffered with seasonal allergies, especially during pollen season, pretty much my whole life. And it's not until the last 5 to 7 years where I've really learned how to manage it to where I'm pretty much symptom free all the time. And so in this video, you're going to want to watch my top 7 remedies for allergy relief. And I go through these in order of my preference and what affects me the most, but for you it may be a little bit different. And what I strongly suggest is when you're looking for allergy-based support, you're going to want to look for products that contain most, if not all, of these 7 remedies. So let's get started. So the first one I want to talk about is something called Butterbur. And Butterbur is one of my remedies that I really like for allergies because of what it does to really help nasal congestion. And that's really where Butterbur has most of its effectiveness, is on really clearing all that congestion, all that mucus that forms in our sinuses when allergens hit us or when that pollen season ramps up. Number 6 on my list is vitamin C, and a lot of you probably heard of this. A lot of people probably take vitamin C for immune response, but it also is a natural antihistamine. And at higher dosages, like 1 to 2 grams per day, it does work just like an antihistamine. So a lot of people in allergy-based products, or maybe you're taking vitamin C by itself, notice that it helps quite a bit. And this is one of the reasons. This is why it made number 6 on my list. Number 5 is bromelain, and bromelain basically comes from pineapple rind. It works as an enzyme, and what that does is it helps reduce allergy sensitivity, and it has a lot of anti-allergy properties to it. This is something a lot of people take for a lot of digestion and gut issues, but it also has a lot of effect on people that suffer with seasonal allergies. Number 4 on my list is quercitin, and a lot of people take quercitin. Quercitin's in a lot of allergy supplements that are out there, and what quercitin is, it's a bioflavonoid. It's found in things like apples and onions and other foods, and what quercitin does is it decreases the amount of inflammation in your airways. And so we talk about certain things are antihistamines, certain things affect the sinuses, but what quercetin does is it really works well to decrease that inflammation that usually accumulates when we have a lot of things that hit us from an allergen standpoint and we get that increased histamine response. Number 3 on my list is stinging nettle, and stinging nettle is quite common as a natural antihistamine and is put in a lot of supplements that are focused on allergy management. Stinging nettle is formulated in a lot of these products in a synergistic products, but you can also get stinging nettle by itself. Stinging nettle has a lot of great benefits, not only on allergies, but on liver function, on lymphatic function. So stinging nettle is one of my top things that I strongly recommend for allergies, especially seasonal allergies. Now let's talk about a couple things you probably have not heard of. Guduchi. And what Guduchi is, it's also known as a heartleaf moonseed, and the proper name for it is Tinospora cordiflora. And basically what this does is it has been known in the research to decrease allergy symptoms. So it's really good that if you have a flare or you have some allergen comes at you and you start getting a lot of those symptomatic components, this is something you can take in those acute episodes, and this is something you can also take on a regular basis and preventative to prevent those allergy symptoms from developing. So this is kind of one of my go-tos, that if I get a little bit more exposure and things kind of flare up in me, I will actually that day increase the dosage of Guduchi that I take to really kind of dampen down those symptoms. And number 1 on my list, and my all-time favorite, is black cumin seed. And black cumin seed is something that people maybe have heard of, but they really don't understand of how it helps allergies. Black cumin seed is used for blood sugar regulation and a lot of other components of health. But black cumin seed is amazing for allergies. There are dozens and dozens of research articles in the medical literature that talks about black cumin seed at doses between 250 to 1,000 milligrams per day can really greatly benefit people that suffer with allergies and asthma. And there's actually some studies out there that show that black cumin seed can outperform maybe some of the over-counter medications that are out there. So if you suffer with allergies, you're going to want to look for products that contain these 7 remedies I talked about. A lot of them are not going to contain black cumin seed. So this may be something you're going to want to get separately on its own and add into the mix. And so I personally take a synergistic product that contains a lot of things I talked about, but then I'll also add in some black cumin seed. And then if I get symptoms, I get a little itchy throat, a little watery eyes, wake up in the morning, I'll take a little bit extra of this, and usually within an hour, those symptoms dampen down or non-existent. And when the pollen counts start getting up, I actually start taking a little bit more of this, about 500 milligrams twice a day, and it makes a difference where most of the time, I don't even know that there's pollen in the air. So these are my top 7 remedies for people that suffer with seasonal allergies or allergies in general. I strongly considering taking products that contain these remedies because it will most likely make a big difference in how you feel or function. Hope you learned something. We'll see you next time.